Hello everybody, welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty. Today I am making more embellishments. A couple of videos ago I made some embellishments and I'm back today at it again. And I'm using a new set of supplies based on the Counterfeit Kit Challenge inspiration piece from this month, which features Paige Evan Bungalow Lane. So I grabbed scraps of paper from that collection and a sticker sheet, a few pieces of cardstock from Concord and Ninth that kind of match the color palette I'm working with, and I'm getting to work with a couple of punches. Now I'm going to punch out a few pieces from each punch and each color of cardstock so that I have just a set of supplies sitting in front of me that I can grab and layer up as I go. I'm also going to be punching out a few bits and pieces from that pattern paper collection. And while I'm doing that, most of these embellishments that I'm creating today, I am going to add to my scrapbook kit for this month. And if you have no idea what CKC is or what my kit build is, I will leave you links down in the show notes, and I will link you up to my kit build up in the corner, and hopefully that will fill in all the blanks if you're feeling lost. Back to this project here, I am also cutting strips of paper that have these scallops on them in a couple of different prints. And then I have that quilty print off to the right there, which I'm not quite sure how I want to use yet, but I will set it aside there for when ideas come up. And I want to make sure that I have my foam dots handy because I am going to be creating lots of layered stickers. So the very first sticker I want to use does not fit on all of the punches that I just punched out. So I look over at that quilty pattern paper that is sitting there, and that's where I need to go right away. And I trim that out to a fun shape, and I want to layer that up with this sticker that has a cat lounging on this kind of armchair. And that sticker just made me giggle because I am a cat fan, and that cat is feeling very relaxed in that chair. So I knew I wanted to use that sticker, and hopefully I will tell some stories of my own cat this month using these embellishments. So I am popping up that sticker on some foam dots. Now I added a layer behind that sticker that is 2 half circles from some of that pattern paper, and those half circles also have foam dots. So I'm making sure that the center of my chair sticker has 2 layers of foam dots, since the edges are going to be overlapping a layer that's already popped up on 1 layer of foam dots. So I get these pieces going, and I decide it needs a little bit more detail, and so I grab a small sized tag from that 3-sized tag punch, and I add a little bit of extra embellishment off to the edge. And then I want to give a little more detail to this because some of the other things I worked on this month included some foiling, so I'm going to do the exact same thing here. And if you want to know more about how this foiling works, I will link you up to that video which talks about that foiling technique. I set that aside for now because I'm not ready to finish up the foiling yet, and I go ahead and work on another embellishment. I grab one of those kind of zigzag burst circles, a circle of pattern paper, and this sticker that is a coffee mug, and I'm going to make this one kind of an asymmetrical detail with a tag sticking off to the left and the coffee cup hanging low on the right. And I am going to go ahead and add some foiling to this one as well. So I add that first step of adding the glue before I'm ready to foil, and I will go ahead and prep the rest of the layers for this one until I am ready to get to that foiling. So that one is set and ready to for when I'm up to the foiling, and I can move on to another embellishment. For this one, I really wanted to use some of these trees that were on that sticker sheet, and so this one's going to give me a long horizontal feel to this layer of embellishing. And I popped the trees up there on the foam dots and put them down on one of those larger ticket sizes. And because I had it misaligned, I had to tear it off, and then I just had to flip that ticket over because it was a little bit torn and just use the other side. And then I'm playing with different pieces here, as you can see. And this is why I like to pre-punch a lot of stuff so that I can just move these pieces around until I feel satisfied. Now this one I think just has the trees popped up on foam dots, so it is a different level of layering than some of the other ones which have multiple layers popped up on foam dots. And once I had this one there, I thought it felt a little plain since it is less layered. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is add some tails to this, and now it looks more like one of those prize ribbons, and that adds just the finishing touch of detail that I think I want on this embellishment. And with those tails in place, I set that one aside into my finish pile. And then I'm looking at these little hearts. These hearts were the centers left over out of another border strip. And I totally wanted to place these all around the edge of a circle. So that is what I'm doing. And to get them aligned fairly equally, I start off with a left and a right directly across, and then a top and a bottom. And then I fill in one heart into the middle of that circle. And then once I have it, I'm like, now what do I do with it? So I did grab one of those scallop burst punches up there and layer that on top. And this one gets just a word banner on there, and it is offset. So I've got a lovely little sentiment piece for this popped up embellishing. So here I am back with my foil. Because that glue had to dry in order to complete this foiling process. I went ahead and grabbed this piece of foil, which I've already used many times, but it still has plenty of foil on there to keep using it up. And then I've got all my glue covered in foil, so I can, I had some foil smudges there, so I just erased them off because they were just stuck to the paper. They weren't actually stuck to any glue. So just a simple eraser gets those off. Now I'm ready to finish completing these two embellishments that I had started beforehand, and I'm getting all of those layers set up and glued down and pop dotted down, and that will finish off this one. So I'm not going to finish creating all of these embellishments on screen, but that gives you an idea about how I think about this process of creating these layered stickers. And if this still feels overwhelming to you, stick around for another minute and I will go over some precise pointers on what to keep in mind if you're attempting these layered stickers yourself. With this overall view here, those three apple embellishments on the right I'm going to use for teacher thank you cards as my daughter wraps up her school year, and the rest of them will go in my scrapbooking kit. And so as we take a look at this final image, I just wanted to leave you with a few tips. If you are new to creating layered embellishments like this, I want to say use at least 3 layers. It's helpful if those layers are slightly different sizes and shapes. Pop up at least 1 layer on foam dots. Make sure you have color contrast between each layer, and then try symmetrical and asymmetrical designs. And that should give you plenty of variety of embellishments for your crafty projects. That's it for this time. I hope you found some ideas in this video useful. I appreciate a thumbs up if you did, and I will be back next time with a layout process video. So I hope you will join me for that one. Until next time, have an artful day.